again, I'm not going to come on here and bitch and moan and complain about a loss to the Vancouver Canucks with 20 games remaining in the season, but I just want to see more. They were in that hockey game, and we've been talking about this vaunted power play for like a couple weeks now, and they shit the bed in the third period. They let two shorties in like 45 seconds there. What happened?
Yeah, no, that's definitely the story in the game. I mean, average game coming into the third period, first shift and a half there, they score to tie the game. Okay, now watch the Leafs start to roll here. I mean, they're going to show they're the better team. They got the right start to the third period, and just the life sucked right out of them with two shorthanded goals against in a matter of a minute and a half, some kind of like a franchise record. Like that's unacceptable for those power play guys. I mean, you're out there with an extra man, yes, with the intention of scoring a goal. That's what you're thinking about. But if you're thinking so much on scoring a goal that just defense goes absolutely out the window, you don't think those PK guys are licking their lips and waiting for a hole to spring somebody and send them? And they did it twice and buried on both of them. And to me, that's the game right there. So it's happened before. It seems like they've kind of cleaned it up a little bit, maybe the last month or two, but it's not the first time in the season that the power play has just been given up offensive opportunities left, right, and center. And it needs to be addressed. It needs to be talked about. And wherever the breakdowns happen, they need to understand how that happens. And I mean, you do that in the playoffs, see you later. It's hard enough to you're scratching and clawing for every goal out there. And if you're letting in shorties out there, good luck. You're not going to go far, and they need to fix it. And once again, this Leafs team has got just a plethora of losses against the teams that they should absolutely beat. And as alarming as that is, I honestly think it would be worse the other way around. If you can beat all the shitty teams and you just can't beat a good team, I mean, that kind of writing's on the
Yeah.
wall for that season right there. But for whatever reason, we can beat the Bruins, we can beat the Lightning, we can beat X, Y, and Z, and we just continually lose. And I don't know if it's a mental thing or not, but I will give them the benefit of the doubt this week. They've had so many changes. They've had so much crazy shit going on with the deadline and moving players in. Then they go on the long road trip where guys are flying in with one suit and a toothbrush, and you can't have a proper practice. You can't get settled each other. And when you're in your home rink and your locker room and your own ice, and go to the video room and here's what we're doing for practice, and really actually engage, they haven't been able to do that. And they're not going to be able to do that till they get back from Jersey. But I kind of didn't expect it, but I was thinking, it makes sense if they're a little bit scattery here the next little while they go on this road trip and try to bring all these new guys into their lineup.
I love on the broadcast, they always like to throw up how Boston and Tampa do against these shit teams and how Toronto does against them. Like they do it every time. They did it again on Saturday. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Like they stuck with the Vancouver Canucks. That was a very Rick Tocchet game. You could tell early on what the strategy was for the Canucks. And I, quite frankly, I wonder why more teams don't try to do it against the Leafs. Play heavy against them. And I thought the Canucks, to a degree, had a lot of success. There was some pushback, which is great to see from the Maple Leafs perspective. But as you know, having played in this league, there's just some buildings, Rosie, you don't do well in. Toronto's dropped 6 in a row and 16 of the past 18 overall at Rogers Arena. Like it really, really is an alarming statistic when you think about it. It's like, might as well not even show up next time.
That is big numbers. Usually I don't take a lot of stock into it. I go, hey, like you're going back how many years? There's hardly anyone on the roster. So why would that be, related to this year and this game and this season? But when you rack them up that much, this core team has been together for a while. They obviously just don't do well when they go to Vancouver. You do the time change of 3 hours, then you're playing at 4 to appease the Leafs market, which I always laughed my ass off walking into that barn going, no wonder they hate the Leafs here. They make them watch their home team game on Saturday night at 4 p.m. because the people out east want to watch it at their normal 7 a time. It just shakes my head and go, wow, no wonder. That's not an easy way to gain fans out west, but struggling in that barn. It is what it is. I don't know, man. I don't have an answer for why they are not doing well against the lower grade teams and the Canucks in general. You could point to a couple of different things, but at the end of the day, it's up to those guys to overcome that. They're professionals. They're paid big money. They need to figure their shit out. And luckily, we're not playing a bottom feeder team in the playoffs here. But I don't know. I mean, when they win games in a row, people are like, oh, who cares? They're not playing for nothing. They're maybe home ice. We got a 5-point lead on Tampa right now. So people kind of can slough off the wins pretty easy in the regular season. Well, if you're going to do that, then you can probably slough off these losses too, if they don't mean anything right now.